All right, this episode of Bouts Talking Bouts is brought to you by Sovereign Extracts. Check them out if you'd like some CBD cartridges, some THC cartridges, and some hybrid options. Also, CBD oil, a litany of great products via Sovereign Extracts, and also USG Canada, great apparel and gear for people in the boxing world, MMA, etc. On today's episode, excited to be talking to an individual who has a bout that's going at Submission Underground 14, and it is Nick Maximov taking on Adam Fugitt. And I'm talking to Nick on the program. How's it going, Nick?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just wondering, what the feeling is heading into this, because I guess there's some level of familiarity with, the last card and it kind of being at the mystery location and everything like that. Does this Submission Underground 4A feel a great deal different, or does it kind of feel similar to, the initial sort of time where you're kind of going in the mystery location?
It's definitely more similar. I've got to. I feel better though this time around. I got the everything's starting to open up since May, so I've been training a lot more and everything. In April, it's super tough to just get a training session, and I was just running pretty much and lifting weights and stuff. So, getting real training in right now is way better than how it was before, where I was scratching, at the bit just to get a training session in. Just because everyone was so cautious about everything going on. So. I feel a lot better and I feel ready to go. I'm excited and it'll be cool. It'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And your opponent here with the 7-2 MMA record, they've got a 3-fight win streak going on in that sphere. A couple different submission wins on their record, like some rear naked chokes and a Kimura finish. What is your overall assessment of your opponent's skill set? Have you watched much of tape on them or studied them in any kind of way, or just mostly focusing on what you're doing?
I'm just focusing on me. I haven't really watched anything. I just heard that he wrestles and has a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. But other than that, I don't know anything really about the guy. I haven't really watched him. Just kind of going in there and going to do my thing. But yeah, I don't know what he does or anything like that. To be honest, it'll be a cool match. It'll be a good match. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just kind of focusing on me. Because I can have an opponent switch tomorrow and just everything. I trained for him go wrong, so I just focus on me now.
Yeah, I guess you have to just focus on what you're doing so you can adapt accordingly. But I'm kind of wondering about your last Submission Underground foray there. Obviously wasn't necessarily the outcome you were wanting, but I'm just wondering if it aligned with any preconceived notions you had of what it would be like to compete with no fans in attendance and just kind of in a weird competitive sort of structure. Did that affect your performance at all? Did it feel a great deal different than what you're used to under normative submission grappling conditions?
I would say it didn't really change me or affect me. It's just more or less the training is what changed me. Not being able to train like how I usually do it. I usually try to hit 3 to 4 sessions a day, and maybe hit one, mostly at most 2. It was kind of rough, so I was kind of just mentally not even confident going in there, and that's what got me. It's just the mental aspect of not even being able to train as much as I wanted. That just killed me. So. That more or less got me, but not having any fans. It's kind of like a practice or training session where you're just kind of, you don't have fans in general. So that's how I was looking at it. I don't really think too much into it, though, or I try not to.
Yeah, for sure. I get what you're saying on that end. I'm also wondering if there's any level of familiarity being with Submission Underground going in Portland, Oregon, and I'm kind of noticing in your amateur history with MMA, you have a few Rumble at the Roseland appearances there. Is there any level of competitive familiarity you get from competing in Oregon, or is the location largely inconsequential?
I'm definitely familiar with it. I've done Submission Underground since 2016. They just don't have it on my resume or anything, but I have a few of those matches on there, so I'm pretty familiar with it and everything, and I'm comfortable there. I like it there a lot. It's a cool place, good people and everything. It's a really good vibe and energy, so I enjoy competing there and doing everything I can to compete there, So I like that a lot. I like them a lot.
Yeah, it seems like a great promotion to be associated with, for sure. One of the bigger submission grappling circuits. And I'm kind of wondering too, because ahead of that last Submission Underground foray you had there, it was one of the few sports going on in the world at the time. It seemed like a return to sports in general. And it seemed like there was a certain sentiment with people kind of coming at you like, oh, why are you doing this? Why is this happening at this certain time in the world, just with the, pandemic going on and stuff like that? Is that still kind of a sentiment that you're hearing from certain people heading into this one? Has it kind of subsided a bit, or not so much?
No, I'm still getting it. It's like, I think I say it all the time. It's like you're always going to get a little bit of backlash with everything you do or any choice you make. So it's kind of like I'm willing to take that and just kind of run with it, because I know people are going to not enjoy like what I do. So it's like I'm doing this because I want to. There's still not many sports going on, and it's like a month later, there's still not that the UFCs are going on, but that's it. So it's like I'm going to keep doing this, and if I could find the UFC right now, I would, but it's just time and everything. So, it's just rough not being able to really go do that right now. Or, it's tough not being able to, fight how I want to right now. So this is kind of a great thing to stay in shape and kind of stay with it all, if that makes sense. I worded that a little awkward, but...
Oh, it's okay, man. No, I get what you're laying down for sure. It's kind of an odd landscape for you in as far as, continuing the MMA journey there. I'm noticing you competed in, January, and obviously you got the outcome you were looking for there, but it must create an odd landscape, because as much as there's certain promotions like UFC going on, and it seems like Bellator is looking to kind of return back in the summer, it kind of limits options for certain regional shows and really just the majority of the MMA world at large. So is that kind of a quandary that you're faced with? Is that frustrating at all, or are you just enjoying having submission underground?
It's so frustrating, because it's everything's at a pause, and it's I was supposed to fight in March and April. Now I can't. Now, obviously I couldn't do that. So I just put everything at a pause, and it's are you kidding me? How much longer do I got to wait? I don't want to be 23, 24 years old trying to get in the UFC. It's I want to be there now, and it's just obnoxious how everything's at a pause, and there's still other stuff going on. It's I can't even go do that, That's obnoxious. Hopefully I can find freaking June or July. Probably not June, but July is looking like where it's going to be, and when I'll fight next. So that's just the only thing. It's just weird. It's a weird time. It's just it sucks, but you got to do what you got to do. So that's why I'm going to do this submission underground, just stay in shape and keep doing my thing.
Yeah, you got to keep active, man. But you mentioned the timeline of wanting to compete in the summer. Would that be for another King of the Cage kind of event? Because I've noticed you've had couple fights with those guys. Is that kind of what you're targeting, or would it be with a different promotion? Do you have any plans kind of tentatively mapped out for that, or just a general desire to want to compete then?
It'll be a different promotion. I just have a general desire just to go compete, but it would definitely be a different promotion. I'm more just trying to get a fight wherever I can right now, and then just try to get to the UFC or something, or Japan, one of those two. I don't really want to go to Bellator or anything like that. I feel like if you go there, you're kind of competing with the UFC, and you don't want to do that. So I kind of rather just get to the UFC or try to go out. I want to go out of the country. I think that would be cool. I find it in Japan, so.
Okay, so Ryzen would interest you then? Is that kind of something you're looking at?
Or one. Ryzen or one. Would be cool.
Do you have a preference between one or the other? I think I recall reading an interview that you had done where you were talking about the whole affinity for soccer kicks and the idea of face stomping kind of seeming cool. Is that something you'd maybe lean maybe you lean more towards Ryzen than one championship, or where are you at on that?
Yeah, that's Ryzen, huh? The kicks and stuff on the ground. Yeah. That's cool, but I would do either or, honestly. Whichever one. I think just going out of the country would be cool. Building a fan base out there, so. I think that'd be badass. I don't know why more people don't do that, especially in the country, But I think that'd be badass.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome, man, for sure. And obviously the Diaz brothers, especially Nick, he's got the well-established history over there in Japan, and they always seem to favor that kind of a rule set 'cause it mirrored closest to what an actual fight would be and everything like that. So as much as it would be an individual interest of yours, is there some idea of following along with that Diaz kind of lineage as well? Because that kind of rule set and just how they treat martial arts over there, it seems very oriented to what the Diaz brothers look for in competing and whatnot.
Yeah, that's more or less where I got it from, was name Nick. And watching them compete over there, I'm like, why don't I go do that? And the name Nick have a great name over there, so it's I would just be such a good little combination. Just having Team Diaz out there and stuff like that. So that'd be freaking. I think that'd be a smart move, business-wise and fighting-wise. People are just going to want to see that. So that's how I view it. I think it just helped me, and it helped get people over there excited in Japan, because I know they love both of them. So I think that'd be super cool. I think it's a good idea, but time will tell, and I think it'd be a cool thing to experience and just go travel, in Asia or whatnot. I think that'd be friggin' amazing. Not a lot of people can do that. So.
Yeah, that'd be a great thing to see, man, and just an awesome life experience for sure. But I mean, we've been kind of talking about how strange this current time is with coronavirus and everything like that. Have you been able to train with some of the usual guys like Nick and Nate, or any of the guys at the academy there, or not so much? Just kind of everybody doing their own thing.
Yeah. No, we're training at the academy and stuff. I got my usual training partners more often than not right now. I got everyone that I really need and whatnot, so it's better right now. In April it was really rough, but now we're end of May, starting to be beginning of June, it's we're just let's just keep training. And when May started kicking up, we're just going to train. So we've been just training a lot, which is good, It's what I wanted and what I need. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you're looking to keep your options open. From one of the articles I was reading, it seems like you have this desire to kind of want to bounce back and forth between 205 pounds and 185 pounds, just kind of depending on the fight there. Is that still something you've sort of mapped out for yourself, just kind of fluctuating between those divisions, just depending on, what opponent is on the other side of the docket, so to say?
I totally agree. I think in money and all that stuff has a big thing to do with it. You don't want to cut a bunch of weight for a few $100 or a few $1,000. You want it to be a smart fight and a good fight. So that's how I'm kind of looking at it. I don't want to go 185 for some regional show. I want to go 185 for a big show with a cool little crowd and notoriety and some money. I think that's what you got to be smart with how you do it. You don't want to just kill your body at a young age and have it just when you're 30 years old. You're I can't do it anymore. It's a long-term sport, and you want to be able to do it as well and as smart as you can for, I think, as long as you can. And that's what it's all about. So, I just want to be smart about it.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's all you can really do. Just be calculated as much as you can. But you've been great with your time. I'm curious if there's anything you'd like to maybe add as a parting thought as we're kind of wrapping up, though.
Nothing really. Just next Sunday is when I'll be competing. It starts at 3, so... it'll be a cool card. It'll be a good card, We got some guys we train with, like Jake Shields is on there, and he's a great grappler and fighter, It'll be a freaking sweet card. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's a great looking event. People can check out Submission Underground 14, and that is going this weekend via UFC Fight Pass. And just some great bouts on the card for sure. A lot of big name talent on the card. Jake Shields, like you mentioned. Nick Maximov, though, taking on Adam Fugitt. And it should be a great grappling event all around. I'm looking forward to checking that out, and just really appreciate all the time and insights there, Nick. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me. Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Have a good one.